And I believe I'm not going to be in the field of vision. The number at the very top of the screen should be counting down from like 130. Excellent. Okay, so the people who are watching this at home will not be able to see anything over here. You'll just be able to see the slides. Welcome to Math 12, the Mathematics of Legos. This is a winter study course at Williams. I've got to be a little bit careful what I say because this is being recorded. I understand what winter study classes at Williams are supposed to be like. So this will be a mix of math and what I hope will be fun activities. And so I want to use the idea of looking at Legos as a springboard to show you some good math. If you have done high school algebra and passed that, you have enough mathematical prerequisites for this class. Obviously, the more math you know, the more you can do. Legos are a wonderful thing to play with. If anybody has any favorite things they want to see in the class, by all means, let me know. If you want to bring things in, absolutely happy to do that. I thought for today I would start off by going through some of the mechanics of the course, what the goal is. Does everybody know the ultimate goal of this class? Okay. If you don't, just nod your head. Don't worry, I won't call on you at first. And we will explain it very, very quickly. We will not lose 2 years in a row. All right, so quick overview. The goal is to build the 3,152-piece Superstar Destroyer in less than 10 minutes. We failed by 21 seconds last year, which is why this course is being reoffered again in a very, very similar manner. How many of you have seen the Star Wars movies? And that means episodes 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So I am more forgiving than Lord Vader, less forgiving than the Emperor. Okay? So when he says, you have failed me for the last time, instead of the word last, what could Vader have said? Wow. Come on, guys. When Captain Nita, when he accepts the apology, how many times did Captain Nita fail Lord Vader? Once. I'm a little bit more forgiving than Lord Vader. I was willing to accept a failure last year by 21 seconds. Not 2 years in a row. We're not going to miss. This is why this course has no enrollment cap. The registrar's office kept sending me emails. Are you sure you're willing to take another 10 students? Yes. We've got another student who, yes. That's why whenever you've been sending me emails, if you still have friends who don't like the class they're in, bring them on down. All right, we are not going to lose because of manpower issues. What I'm torn with is telling you about the lessons we learned from last year. Anybody know where I did my postdocs? So one of the places I did a postdoc was Ohio State. So for those of you who are college football fans, I am a big Ohio State fan. This is from their band. I think this is the Nebraska game last year. They were doing a tribute to video arcade games. I'm not quite sure why they switched to a horse right now. But this is the Ohio State marching band. My kids and I find this extremely cool. Why am I showing this in a class on the mathematics of Legos? I'm sorry? You need to be this coordinated, exactly. There is no small task, because at the end, we failed last year in part because of some small tasks that weren't done properly. When you have everybody working together in unison, it is absolutely amazing what you can do. So there will be tasks that seem, to use a polite word, boring, trivial, stuff like that. They are not. Okay? It is extremely important to do whatever you are assigned well and to be alert to things that are going on around you that you can fix. What happened, we did 2 attempts last year. One of them, as we were putting on the last piece, they started playing the We Are the Champions music because all we had to do was insert the very last piece to hold it together. It was built backwards. I don't think the audio captures what the student said as he realized it was built backwards and frantically started reassembling it. One small mistake like that. Another mistake when we did it the second time is somebody dropped one of the giant wings. And then they were put in a very difficult decision. Do we scratch everything and go back to the beginning, or do we try to fix it on the spot? And this was a big mistake we did not do last year. And at the end of the day, whose fault was it that we did not succeed? This is very different than politics. Whose fault is it? No. Whose fault is it? No, it's not the person who dropped it. The person in charge, it's my fault. Right? I am the professor, I am in charge, it is my fault. I know which students particularly made the mistakes, but it could have been anybody. My job as the professor is to make sure this doesn't happen. There's going to be a lot of great life lessons we are going to learn doing this. And again, while I want to do it in 10 minutes or less, to me the more important thing is learning these lessons at a low cost right now before you go out to the real world. And so one of the things is, there's the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns. This year I'd like to actually practice making mistakes. And what do you do when you make a mistake? How do you fix it? And you want to get used to certain things like this. One of the problems was we actually had manpower issues last year. And because we had manpower issues, originally I wanted to have a couple of people as floaters who were trained, who could be moved as the day was going on to wherever they were needed. We did not have enough people to do that. With the enrollment we have now, we should be able to do that. I also hope that you will get some of your friends, entry mates, to help out as well, and that will give us a few more people. Okay, so just my qualifications. I am a math professor, so I'm very good on the math side. I have been playing with Legos for years. My brother is also playing with Legos. Because this is being recorded, this is my chance to get some revenge on him. He told me he was too mature for Legos and that I could have all of his. I knew he would wisen up, and so I put them in a special trust. It's now a debate as to who has more space, his wife for her clothing and shoes or him for his Legos. When he got married, he got the 5,000-piece Millennium Falcon from his friends at work. We're not sure if this is why he got married, but it was definitely an incentive. It is one of the ultimate Lego sets. Anybody know the other really big Lego set for collectors? Taj Mahal is another really good one. The Millennium Falcon is now selling for, I believe, $5,000. It was originally $500. Of all the sets, it's appreciated the most. If people want to form an investment club, I think the two best investments are the US Forever postal stamps. They've been doing extremely well relative to the market. There's an advantage to having a monopoly. And certain Lego sets. If you know which Lego sets to invest in, they are going up incredibly high in value. It cost me about $450 a pop to buy a box for the Superstar Destroyer last year. This year, it's around $700 to $800. So the price is going up for some of these things. The question is, do we buy a bunch of sets now for later? So I thought I would show just a few of my Lego creations to show the extent in which I go. There were three things I insisted on when I was getting married for the wedding ceremony. One of them was that the top of the wedding cake actually have a Lego base with twisty art. So how did I build the Lego base? How do you get it so smooth? I'm sorry? Regular size pieces. Regular Lego bricks. How do you get it so smooth? Use the side. Build it sideways. So one of the things is to have different perspectives. One of the things I'd love to do in this class is some Lego challenges, buy some just general sets, and just have some fun. And so how do you do something like this? Just as confirmation, this is the wedding cake. How many of you have been to the new Sawyer Library? They actually have Legos outside the OIT area. Can anybody identify what this is? Yes. USS Enterprise. This was done with less than 10 pieces, no real special piece. The only piece that I used that I did not have when I was a kid is I have a 3-dot piece at a right angle. So one thing that might be fun to do is just some Lego challenges. Give yourself a minimal number of pieces. What can you do? I've been working with WICMA, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few moments. So plan for the course. So for the first week, we'll be meeting mornings and afternoons. And we'll get the math lecturing done at the early part of the winter term. This will fulfill all academic requirements that Williams College has. And so I will just talk a little bit about some of the interesting mathematics that's connected. All right, and then the plan is for a 10-minute build. So in some sense, there is a textbook for the course.